Jesus. Sorry about the delay. God, this was annoying. I just had to fucking deal with vape bullshit. Yeah, if you ever get tempted to try it, my recommendation personally is don't. It's more trouble than it's worth, honestly. I've gone through 3 coils today because of just bullshit going wrong. I'm gonna try and hope to God that this coil will actually work, because it's like the other one that I just had to change out, which got stuck in the fucking chamber, mind. Like, I couldn't unscrew it from the bottom of the tank. I had to change out because it wasn't connecting properly. The base. Okay. Let's hope that's working now. Alright! Sorry about the delay, everybody. We are going to be playing tonight for you for about an hour and a half to... about an hour and a half to maybe around 2 hours. I'm going to be streaming, as you can see, Mega Man Battle Network 3, the White Edition. There's a very specific reason why I chose White, in this case. And I'm going to leave the obvious, incredibly racist jokes at the door. The reason that I chose White Edition in this case is because of the fact that the game differentiates very slightly based on which version you have, kind of like how Pokemon works, where one version will have some Pokemon or the other will have the other. This is kind of the same way in the sense that it has different chips than in previous games. Or rather, in the other version of the game. The other difference is that out of all the style changes in the game, there are 2 different variations that you can get depending on which version you play. And the blue versions is just blatantly inferior to this one's. This one is significantly better because you can fuck up panels. And that's important. Oh, fuck. Of course I haven't. Because I haven't streamed in a while and I just had to deal with a goddamn nightmare. Let me change all that real quick. There we go. Okay. There we go. Alright. Got all that set up. Thank you for alerting me to that. As I was just explaining, I had troubles with my fucking vape pen. I'm new to this whole thing, so I've been having, doing fine until today. And I had to go through 3 coils in one day. For reference, these usually last 2 to 3 weeks. Because of the fact that I'm not even sure if it was me doing things wrong, but my first, one of the coils burned on me. So I had to switch to another one. Then I hated that flavor, so I had to clean everything and change to another fresh coil, which then proceeded to get fucking stuck in my pen when I had to change it because it wasn't getting amperage right. Like, it wasn't connected properly to the battery. So, that... Nah, technically, because the one that was already in it, then one I changed it over to, then... No, I've gone through, like, 4 coils today. So that's $20 down the fucking drain, not including the cost of the juice, which was another $20. But it's okay. I had the extra money to do it, so I'm not that worried about it. It's not like this was money that I was... It's not like this is money that I needed for other things that got quote-unquote wasted. Anyway, so... Today, now we get to see what the internet is like in the far future of 20XX. In other words, I'm going to assume it means 2 years from now. So we're in, I want to say it's like, something labs. They're going to say it again. This is even cooler than I heard it was. Plan, we're here on a school trip. Stay focused and quit daydreaming, okay? Alright, so the reason I'm just jumping to the third one is, A, I've played this one before. Oh yeah, no, yeah, exactly. Like, it all comes down to the fact that, like, I'm good. I'm perfectly fine. It's not like, yes, that's $40 that got, quote-unquote, wasted, but I don't know, now I know for next time that that flavor sucks. So I'm not gonna go trying it. Look, everyone else is... No, they're fucking not. Everyone else is off doing other things. Oh, Jesus. Okay, there we go. Yes, you just have rollerblades. Not Heelys, just straight up rollerblades. All the time. I don't know how you're able to walk normally. I just know that I'll forget all this unless I take notes. Let me see. You can talk to your Navi by pressing the pet's L button. Oh, that's right. I have to talk to everyone. Alright. Don't know. Why does this kid have male pattern baldness already happening? The only thing they're missing is like a bald spot on the back of their head. I may be smart, but I'm not very good at writing reports. Lan, you should pay attention to this. The things we learn may be on a test. Look how seriously no one is listening to anything. They're all on the fucking computer. The regular system lets you... The regular chip, open the folder and choose a chip, press the select button and you're set. However, your pet has a fixed capacity and chips larger than that can't be set as a regular chip. Wow, that's a very specific little bit of information to give you at the start of the game like that, actually. Fucking net battles. Yeah. Your dad works. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna talk to this kid again so we can see how big his goddamn head is. The fuck is wrong with this kid's head? Okay, I'm gonna take some time in this opening room just talking to people because holy shit, this is where we get to see how garbage the sprites for this game are. It's a cartoon and I get that, but this takes this shit to a whole different level. As far as just like the cartoony character designs that just kind of look horrifying and yeah, see what I mean? This kid doesn't have a fucking nose. That's horrifying. Where the fuck? I don't think anyone has noses actually, so I can't just give this kid shit. I need to go talk to everyone else. Here's the problem. This is just explaining the menu. Lan, you got mail. Email. Net crime alert. The number of net crimes has increased in recent years. Please be careful of viruses and evil navies. Yeah, I find it funny that they, this world has a problem with rogue AIs, and it's just accepted. You know, just fucking accepted that there's rogue AI in this world. Running a fucking muck. Okay, no, I lied. Some people do have noses. Why the fuck did they gyp that kid on a nose? It's not even a perspective thing, because with the way this girl is, like, with the way her sprite is facing, she doesn't need that nose. Okay, I'm gonna stop because I can sit here all day bitching about this. Alright, everybody, gather round. Alright, this is where they teach you how to actually play the game. So, pardon me if I'm skipping a lot of dialogue here. This game is incredibly dialogue heavy, and none of it is worth a damn. This game was very much directed at kids, as are all of, like, Battle Network, Star Force, all of those games. They're all directed at younger kids. So a lot of this is just trying to keep their attention. Which, when I was a young kid and played this game when it first came out, was much appreciated, to be quite honest. However, now it's just kind of irritating. Send me into the cyber world with the R button! Alright, so I'm playing this on a controller, because using a keyboard would have been fucking hell. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to be better, but at least this is more analogous to the actual, like, how the controls are supposed to be, so I'm able to go more off of muscle memory. Because I played this game a lot. I got about 2/3 through both the blue and white versions of the game. Never beat either version, though, because I always got stuck. And I mean stuck. Because later on in the game, you have to go to different locations in the world based on what based on what these NPCs tell you. And the thing is, they tell it to you in rhyme, or not in rhyme, in a riddle. But the riddles are sometimes so fucking obtuse that it's hard to actually figure out where you're supposed to go. That only happens a couple of times, but the other problem that you run into with them is that, like, they're obtuse, and in being obtuse, they are incredibly broad. So it's very easy to misinterpret where they're trying to tell you to go. Alright, this is literally just telling you how to play the game. I'm going to explain how this works. It's an RPG with a card battle system that has ways of you dealing damage to your opponent outside of using the cards. It's like if you took, what the fuck? Chain of Memories, but made it so that you could still use basic attacks. Like, basic attacks instead of just having to use cards. Alright, so he was also explaining to us that usually you can only select one chip. Usually you can only select one chip. You're able to select more if they have either a matching letter beneath them, or if they're the same chip. So, since I have 2 cannons, I'm able to select 2 cannons regardless. But since they both have A, I'm able to select them both even better. Like, that guarantees you're able to select them both, but I would have been able to do so anyway, provided my memory is serving me well. Alright. There we go. Alright. And, I'm going to show you... Oh, okay, they're explaining... God, I wish I could just skip over this. Aside from just doing what I'm doing here. What they're explaining now is how to use the area grab and sword chips, which is actually an incredibly potent strategy and one that, is recommended to be used because it is really, really powerful. So as you can see, like, I'm just going to use this, what we see here as... Here, let's... Yeah, as they're showing here, the battlefield is a 6x3 grid, with it being split up into 3x3 sections for each, for both you and your opponent. Area grab lets you take more space, and which then lets me get up close and personal to do that. since swords have either, most swords, I'll put it this way, have a range of just one space in front of you, with longsword being the only one that, with longsword and its variants being the only ones that are able to hit more than one space directly in front of you. It makes swords incredibly powerful, but that power is inherently limited by the fact that they have very limited range, as opposed to anything else like the Mega Buster, as you saw, or cannons, other projectile weaponry. And a lot of the best items in the game are either immediately they'll either hit immediately in front of you or only a couple spaces in, so using area grab is almost a must. Alright, now they're explaining draw power. So what they're explaining here is you're able to select, like, if you have a bunch of chips just kind of weighing you down, like in this case the 10 HP healing chips, then you're able to go to add. Alright, I thought the D-pad would be fine, but the D-pad's not fine. And you're able to hit add, which will then give you not only 3 more chips next time you would draw chips, but another extra 3. Now you just have to survive until your custom meter is full. Alright. Yep. And as you can see here, we now have 3 extra chips that we can choose from. So, I can just do this and just snag 3 cannons. And there we go. So, something they don't explain here is that it's possible for you to kill an enemy as they're doing an attack. Like, the enemies don't really get iframes most of the time unless you hit them with an attack strong enough to trigger them. So, in that case, what you do is with the... Because I think I got one in that battle that I just had. I wasn't really paying attention, so I'm not entirely sure. Okay, we're set. Let's do it at my homepage tonight. Let's talk more after school. Okay. Sorry, that was actually them explaining to me where I need to go next. Because they will not tell you, and the only hints that you get onto where to go next is what Mega Man tells you when you hit L. So, and trust me, he doesn't tell you much. Because a lot of the times, he will also just not... he won't straight up tell you what you're supposed to do. He will give you hints on what you're supposed to do. Most of the time. Can I fucking help you, you goddamn douchebag? Okay, this kid has the big fucking head. This chick actually has a nose. She's not a noseless... she's not Voldemort over there. I really learned a lot. Oh, God. Well, goody for you. Alright, time to leave. Wasn't everyone going to meet? Yeah, I thought we were going to meet... Okay, now I'm able to leave. I have to talk to everybody first. That's basically how this game works a lot of the times, is if you cannot progress, try talking to literally everybody. One thing I will give Star Force is that they made the roaming area, like the open world area, a lot smaller, which is good, because it being this big is pointless. Oh, man! Ah, there! You elementary school students? Yeah? Sorry if I'm intruding on something. I'm a producer for DNN, the Dance City News Network. DNN? News station?
Are you going to make me a TV star or something? I knew it! I knew this day would come! But even still, I need a little time to prepare myself!
Right. Anyway, if I might continue, we're sponsoring a competition to find the top net battler. This is called the N1 Grand Prix. The preliminaries are being held in ACDC Square today. Why don't y'all give it a shot? Us? In the preliminaries?
You mean I haven't been scouted?
The finals will be broadcast nationwide. The preliminaries could be your first step to stardom. Look at the time. Registration will start soon, so if you're interested, just jack in and go to ACDC Square. Yes, I could make the very obvious joke, but once again, I am not going to pick the low-hanging fruit, as they were. Yes, I'm just going to laugh at my own joke. Fuck off. Oh man, it's Guts Man. Guts Man, Mega Man. Roll. And this guy. God damn it. I know why they called it jacking in. I understand why, but come on. Alright, now, here's the problem. I think this is my house. Yes, this is my house. Also, a lot of the times I'll be walking around smashing the fucking A button. This is because just in random spots, you'll find chips that you wouldn't have otherwise been able to find. So sometimes I'll just be walking around mashing the A button against walls and cabinets and shit trying to find things. You can also find hidden points to jack in. Jesus Christ, I'm gonna need to find a different word for that. Also, I would talk about just how fucking weird it is that a random dude in a cowboy hat walked up to 4 children, elementary school children, mind you, in a park and propositioned them to come online and meet him so that they can star in some taped preliminaries. I'm not saying nothing, but if I was a betting man, Chris Hansen, we need you. Ah! Whee! Oh God! I made a horrible mistake. Now we need to charge up the Mega Buster and get shot. There we go. There we go. Okay. Learning how to play the game again. Just give me time. Alright, so I need to go to ACDC areas. Main Street is the yellow brick road. Main Street helps us figure out where we are. The net is pretty complicated. Oh yeah, by the way, this is the internet. Like, I don't think I really mentioned... I mean, I kind of mentioned it in my title, but yeah, this is the internet. In the future. I'm not even going to say far future. And all of the other people you see walking around are actually, like, people. No, I don't get it either. Here's the thing, the fucking Mega Buster early on is absolutely useless, as you can see. Yes. Give me that, and give me a damage up. Spread shots, useless in the late game, really useful now. Not even gonna bother going into custom. Alright, that little, like, you see the star there next to busting level? That's what you get for hitting an enemy and killing them right as they're about to attack, or, like, just as you saw, as you get hit. And what that does is that increases the chance of you getting a chip and nets you bug frags, which right now are absolutely useless. And they don't actually come into play until halfway through the game. Copy damage. Okay. You see, did they actually tell me what I'm supposed to do? I think they may have, and I just kind of ignored what they said because I'm a dumbass. I want these. See, I keep hitting B. Swag. I should still be streaming in like a half hour. I was probably going to call it around 8:30, 8:30, 9 o'clock, sometime around there. That way, Robin has time for his stream and all that shit. So yeah. Okay. Is this not AC/DC Square? Ah! More random battles. It never ends. Well, that fucked up. It's fine. It's fine. We're fine. Yes! Let's murder ourselves! Alright, so I need to go to the square. And I cannot remember for the life of me where that is. So I may need to look something up. Or I may just need to figure it the fuck out. Who knows? There we go. Goddamn, I'm just... Alright, I'm not complaining about getting so many bug frags early on, or rather, good busting levels early on. I'm just kind of weirded out by it. Alright, Main Street. Alright, so I need to follow the yellow brick road. I was on the right track earlier. Oh, here we go. Alright. Here's the problem. These two swords do nothing for me. This, however, is very useful because it stops their attacks in their tracks! Fuck! I deserve that, but fuck! There we go. Alright, so the primary differences between this game and Star Force, because while the differences aren't numerous, they are relevant, are mostly in the combat arena. Because in this one you have those 3x3 grids, however, in... the BBS. However, in Star Force, it's not this weird, like, to the side at an angle isometric view. Instead, it's a, like, you only have one row instead of a 3x3 grid, and you're looking over Mega Man's shoulder in kind of an FPS type of way of doing things. And to compensate for the lack of maneuverability they give you like just a block that you can bring up anytime you want that blocks some attacks. Oh shit! Everyone here is taking part, believe it or not. Okay, let's start the first round! This round is simply a true or false quiz mission. I'll ask a question. 0 or X data will be hidden on the net. Then you go out and find the one that you think is right. If you bring back the right data, you pass the mission. There are 3 missions in all. This is the first. Good luck. Now the swearing in answer in my voice. Do you want to be the #1 net battler? Nah. The fact that they give you a fucking choice. Red means stop. Yeah, you remember when I said this is a baby game? Wasn't joking. BBS is not going to do me any good right now. Talking to him nets me nothing. Sub-chips. Give me a full energy. And some sub-energies. That way, I don't need to go back out there and get fucking wrecked. Just use a mini energy and call it good. Okay. Now I need to find the true or false data. In this case, we're looking for true because, red means stop. There we go. Ah, Jesus. First few hits of that were rough. Ooh, very nice. Very nice. I like that flavor a lot. Just a little rough. Gonna give it a little bit longer to soak. Okay, these guys are irritating as shit. Because unlike all other enemies, these guys don't have a predictable movement pattern. These guys like to hop the fuck around. Also, their projectiles do that. Wow, okay. Alright, give me money. That's the false data. We're not looking for that one. We are looking for... Oh yeah, that flavor is really nice. I like that. Ah! Like, this game is a baby game as far as, like, what they expect you to know, but as far as gameplay goes, this game gets fucking brutal. Because these are base level enemies, these are just Matar level 0s. And each different enemy type has 3 different levels that they can be. They can either be a level 0, like these guys. Sorry, not level 0. Level 1, like these guys are, a level 2, or a level 3. And with each one, they just get strictly better than the last. Mind you, that's not like strictly better in only one respect. It's not like Matar's only, like, their attack damage only gets higher, their attacks only move a little bit faster. No, they get faster, their attacks get faster, and their attacks do more damage. And this happens with all enemies. Which, again, that doesn't sound terrible at first, but then again, that's only because we've seen 3 of these type, like 3 different enemy types so far, like these 3. And trust me when I say, the rabbits become fucking bitches when they get higher up. Like, actively making me angry. Oh, that was a whiff. Alright. Ah! Oh, God. Yep, kill him. Heal ourselves for 10. Let's get this, and then I'll wait for them to get behind one another. Alright. Okay. Just as long as I keep my HP around 50. Definitely that. Alright. Okay. Zips up! Oh, god damn it! I pressed the wrong thing! I hit add. Shit. Oh well, we'll live. We'll be fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine! Let's not finesse this. Let's just go for victory. There we go. Not looking to finesse it, just looking to win. That wouldn't really do a whole lot for me. None of this would really do much, but I'll pick those 2 anyway. That way the Matar can't fuck with me. Alright, is this rabbit not gonna get up to the net now? Never mind, he is. Okay. Let's activate this and mainline the Matar for a minute. Now we'll hit it with one of the shotguns and another shotgun on him. Victory is ours. Alright, here's mission number 2. A ton of lead is heavier than a ton of feathers. True or false? Go to ACDC 2 for the data. This is a fucking, like, this is something dads do to their kids to show them, like, that just because you think something is heavier doesn't mean it is. Luckily, this is literally the perfect scenario here, because I can just stand here and not take any damage from these guys. Which, in that case, I'm going to heal myself this game, this battle. Or not. Or I'll accidentally speed the game up. power up for Buster Shot. And snap this for game. Alright. I'm gonna keep on going here. So I need to go to ACDC 2 and find the false data. AKA I need to follow the Yellow Dick Road this way. Side gun. I'll grab that because I may be able to hit the rabbit and the Matar. Maybe. Or not. Okay. This should work better. God, I could have sworn I avoided that, but I guess it hit me at, like, on the last frame that I was technically in that square. Because it looked like I avoided it, but... Ah! I hate the D-pad for the... Like, I hate the D-pad on this controller. It is so sensitive. Thanks. Fuck you. Oh, hey, thanks. Yeah, sometimes we'll just get heals after battles, too. It's kind of neat that way. Ooh. You see, this flavor tastes just like Golden Grams, and you know what? That makes Blake happy. That makes Blake real happy. Oh, I dig that a lot. I dig. You see, because I had two flavors. One of them was a sour gummy worms flavor that I really didn't like at all. And this, like, that I ended up, because it smelled really good. But you can't really judge vape juice based on smell. The store only had 3 milligrams, and I usually smoke zeros, so I'm not really used to the throat hit that I'm getting with these. Oh, so today I watched a fun little number called Venereal Disease, this World of 1,000 Cities, or something like that. You see, I wanted to do the venereal disease one because the movie's called Valerian, and it's like it's so close that I basically have to. But the thing is, I genuinely can't remember what the tagline was. Like, it was City of 1,000 Worlds. That's what it was. I had it flipped. God, that movie was bad. Genuinely. Well and truly. Correct. Congratulations. Final. Mission number 3. Adding every number from 1 to 10 gives 54. Wow, okay. I think that's right. Because you get 10 plus 9 is 19. 19 plus 8... 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 40, 45, 49, 49, and then plus... No, yeah, that... I think that's right. I'm gonna double check my math real quick. Give me a minute. It does not. It equals 55. I caught you. You ass. Alright, I'm gonna do that in this order. Probably should have done that in a different order so that I could keep that blue space as mine, but it is what it is. But no, Valerian. It had a lot of fantastic ideas, and it felt a lot like The Fifth Element did, because they were directed by the same dude, and that's why I even gave it the time of day in the first place, was because The Fifth Element is legitimately one of my favorite movies ever. I'm of the mind that it's really, really good satire. Granted, I know that that's not, like, that's kind of debated on whether it is actually satire. When I watch it, the first thing that comes to mind is, this is satire. I'm not sure if that's right, but that's how I treat The Fifth Element. And Valerian felt like they were trying to do Fifth Element, but trying to do it a little bit more serious as opposed to the cheesiness that made Fifth Element what it was. And what made Fifth Element, in my opinion, absolutely timeless. And I mean, like, there's stuff to like in Valerian. But I don't think it should have been called Valerian at all. Or, no, wow, okay. I shouldn't say that. I get why they called it Valerian. Valerian's the name of our main character. The thing is that his sidekick companion is so much more interesting of a character than he is, that honestly, I would really wish you would have just called it Alpha, the City of a Thousand Worlds, because that's where it takes place. It takes place on on this massive superstructure in space called Alpha, which is just a massive space station built and maintained by a lot of races, at least 1,000, hence the tagline. And again, I'm not sitting here saying the movie was entirely bad. The ideas were there to make something fantastic, and at times it really bled through, and I started getting Fifth Element vibes from it, which is what I wanted more of. I didn't want Fifth Element 2. But I did want, or rather, I was expecting something similar to Fifth Element. And for a lot of the movie, that just didn't get that. It just wasn't there. If you have Amazon Prime, it's free. Literally no reason not to watch it unless you value your time that much. And if you do, entirely fair. I get it. Time is a valuable thing. Don't just treat it like it's not important. But one major problem that the movie had was that they tried to set up this twist that they set everything up for a twist at the end where it's like, and the commander was behind it the entire time. This was all the commander's fault, but they make that abundantly clear throughout the movie. Like, they play it off as though it's a twist. And for the characters involved, it is a twist. But we, the audience, don't get that same effect because they don't play it off that way to us. To us, they just play it off like they show us everything. And in showing us everything, they show us too much. The only other person that it could have been gets ruled out almost immediately because he's equally as clueless as everyone else. And the other person that it could be that they start showing might have had something to do with it, it couldn't have been him either, because in every single flashback we've seen of the incident, the person behind it was a white dude. And the other person they try and set up as possibly being the suspect is a black dude. It doesn't really work. And again, I'm not really spoiling anything by telling you that, and I think that's the biggest disservice, is that it could have been a really well done twist had they not shown us everything. Had they hidden some things from the audience. And on top of that, our main character, like our two main characters, are supposed to be, they're supposed to have lived on Valerian for basically their entire lives. They know what this place is already like, but for some reason when they get back there from a mission, I mean, I know why they did it. It's so that they can give a exposition dump to the audience, but they have the computer tell them everything about the place they've lived for the past, again, their entire lives. We don't really know how old these characters are. They look way too young for the positions they have. Like, one of them's a major, the other is a sergeant or something like that. And it's like, you don't look old enough for those positions. And everyone else does. That's the thing. Everyone else, for the stations they have, they look the part. It's just these two main characters really don't. I can look up the names of the leads in a minute just so I can verify, like, who exactly they were, so you can get what I mean. But yeah, again, there's so much here that could have worked and made a really, really, really good movie. Oh god, now we get this noise. Endlessly until I heal. But yeah, just, there's a lot of elements that it's like, on their own, could have worked, or if given a better script, also could have, like, really could have worked. There's one bit that feels like, it feels like sequel bait, honestly. And it's never, nothing ever comes of it. It's like, at the beginning, on that mission that I mentioned before, they need to take, like, there's a merchant on this planet that it's stolen something that belonged to the Federation. They're like the government of Alpha or whatever the fuck. And so this dude stole something that's like one of a kind, super valuable. Everyone wants it because it's able to replicate almost anything that it's able to fit in its tiny little gob. So it's like, if you give it a diamond, and it, like, if you make it eat a diamond, it will then reproduce a fuck bunch of diamonds. Just at an astounding speed. Which, honestly, you know what? That was something that felt Fifth Element-y, like both the way it looked and the way it worked. Problem is that if it was a puppet, like how they did it in Fifth Element, it would have had that cheesiness that made Fifth Element so fantastic. Again, the reason that I really like Fifth Element is because it feels so self-aware, even though it may not actually be self-aware. Like, it's possible that all that's just them trying to, like, excuse bad writing. I don't know. All I know is I love the Fifth Element. Yeah, like, so they need to get this stolen property back from this dude, and they get it, but as they're getting it, like, this dude knows who, like, the merchant knows the agent's name. Like, he repeats it back to him. He's just like, Valerian, I'll hunt you down. Like, I'll hunt you down. I'll get you for this. And, like, makes a genuine threat. And it's like, they got, the dude was in Kong Skull Island and, Clover, in 10 Cloverfield Lane. Bigger dude, deep voice, really, really ace actor. Can't remember his name for the life of me, but he plays the alien merchant And so the menace is there, the acting is there, that it's delivered fantastic. And this guy, like, he's threatening Valerian. It's like, you buy this. And then they sick a dog on Valerian, they escape, and we never hear about the dude again. Absolutely fucking nothing happens with it. And it's like, that could have been something. Granted, it would have been another thing in an already busy movie, but... again, like, if I'm being vague, I'm sorry. That's not my intent here. It's just hard to really explain my distaste for this and where it comes from. You would probably need to watch it to really understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, and then there's all this talk later on of, like, our main character, he can't just go barging into this this territory. Like, his partner got kidnapped by these big aliens that don't speak English. They're like these big brutish aliens. I don't even know why they were allowed on this facility, to be quite honest, but whatever. And so he needs to go get her back, but he can't get into the place where she is unless he looks like one of the aliens that took her. Because if he just barged his way in and shot his way in, he'd create a diplomatic incident with these people. So he goes to the trouble of finding someone that can like, they're a shapeshifter that can, like, they're a shapeshifter that covers this dude, like, that covers Valerian and then makes him look like one of them in a way. It's really, like, they kind of act like a second skin, changing the way he looks. And he ends up infiltrating and getting in, and there's this really neat scene that I'm pretty sure only existed to show us the fact that, hey, we got Rihanna in this movie. Thing is, she dies like 5 scenes later, a total of 10, 15 minutes after we meet her. Her character does really not a whole lot of consequence aside from tell the main character to nut the fuck up. And, like, don't be, like, being super masculine all the time isn't a bad, like, is a bad thing. Like, sometimes you need to show a little bit of emotion and vulnerability to get people to be able to relate to you. Which, you know what? I mean, like, it was a half-assed message about toxic masculinity, but it was there, you know? Like, it was there, and, like, I can appreciate that at least, but if you're gonna put a message in your movie, you gotta do it right. You can't half-ass it. Like, half-assing it just makes it look... It's just that. It makes it look half-assed. But again, Rihanna's character dies in, like, a couple of scenes. And, her story is just done. And mind you, like, they had this set up for a decent story with her, too, where she was an illegal immigrant on this station that was trying to make her way and was being, used by a dude that basically ran a prostitution and strip joint. And so, like, Valerian offers to, like, hey, I can get you out of here, you just need to help me, I can get you citizenship papers if you help me out here. And they get all that set up, and then she dies a few scenes later and nothing of consequence happens. But to get back to my original point about how he was trying to break into this place without creating a diplomatic incident, and why that ended up being entirely pointless, which meant the entirety of what we had to deal with Rihanna was pointless. They get in, and Valerian's partner, I can't even remember her fucking name. Not the actress, the character. Man, his partner is about to have, like, her skull opened up so the emperor of these aliens can eat her fucking brain. So Valerian goes goddamn ham and just starts murdering people. Like, he just starts murdering all of the aliens in the room, including the Emperor himself. Including the Emperor of these alien people. He just straight up kills, invalidating everything we just saw. If the characters have no problem fighting their way out of a solution like that anyway, then why in the world do we go through the trouble of establishing them trying to get in some other way in the first place? Why even have any of the Rihanna shit or any of the red light district shit in the first place? There was no point to it other than to pad things out. And mind you, it's not like this movie needed to be padded out. It's already over 2 hours long. So it's not like this movie needed extra length added to it. Again, I want to like Valerian more than I did because it has a lot of elements that I like from the Fifth Element. Hell, this could be a spiritual precursor to the Fifth Element, if we're being real for a minute. But it just doesn't do enough right. It leaves so many opportunities either unexplored or explored in all the wrong ways. Anyway, sorry about that. I'm not trying to rant about movies. I just have a tendency to, when I see a movie that's like, it could be good. The potential is there, and I want it to be good. I want to like these movies like that come out where it's like they have all that potential, and you can see the artistic vision oozing from what they've made. And it's like, I can see what the artist was going for and what they were trying to make. And it's like, you're so close, but it just does so much that I just can't bring myself to actually like it because it's just not, it just irks me in too many ways. And that's the worst fucking feeling, in my opinion, is when I want to like something, but it just does so much wrong. Anyway, I've just been skipping over all of what they've been talking about in here. The story doesn't matter. I'm gonna be real with you. The story for this game doesn't matter. It is Monster of the Week anime schlock as far as story goes. If you've seen, if you know anything about Mega Man Battle Network and, Dr. Wily is here. There are evil navis on the internet, run by evil people trying to do evil things. That's what you need to know here. This is just all, backstory about characters. This is establishing that, why they're going to go into the school, though, because apparently there's been something going on. And this is actually where we get our first boss fight. I don't think I'll have time to do it tonight unless I really hurry up. But yeah, so, they're gonna go into the school because they think there's a ghost in the school, so they're gonna go investigate it at night. Whoop-woo! There we go. And this is where we fight Flashman, who actually has a really good design, in my opinion. So, I actually think I'm going to call it here in just a few minutes, purely so that we can stop it at a good... I want to find a good point to stop so that I can pick it up again and keep going, tomorrow or the next night. Okay. I know it's connected to the internet. I'm just not sure if that means go back home and connect from there. I think that's what it wants me to do. Go home! Oh, the internet world's fun. I just talked about, I'm not gonna make the joke again, because I already made it once. I was just talking about the movie Valerian, City of a Thousand Worlds, and how it had so much potential, but ended up not using any of it. And that I was also recommending that all who want to watch it, so that they can form their own opinions, because I could see it being a pretty divisive movie. Aside from that, I completed that little quiz thing, the preliminaries, and was just about to actually cut the stream. That way there's a little bit of a buffer between me and Matt, and also because otherwise I'll be cutting it like in the middle of the run up to a boss fight, and I figured might as well cut it before then, just for brevity's sake. Shit, that won't actually do me any good. Let's just grab this. There we go. That'll actually do perfectly. Swiggity swooty, bitch! Alright. Snagging that. This is the wrong way. Also the wrong way. I need to loop back around because I know that I need to talk to the man in charge. I'm just not sure who the man in charge is. Gonna area grab, that way I can do that. Nice. Nice. Nope. I can remember how this maze works, I promise. Oh, there we go. All right. Thankful. I ran right past him. Canadum. Snag that. That won't do me any good, so instead switch order. Kill him, charge up my Buster Shot, kill you, switch over to the custom screen. Not doing enough damage to kill him with it before getting shot, feels bad. There we go. Nope. Don't care about you. Dash attack. Yeah, I'll just grab these two. There we go. Let's grab these boys. Now both of these fuckers are within one charged Buster shot away from death. There we go. Fuck that. Fuck that little... What even are those things? Are they just hard hats and, like, inside of it, like on top of, like, a black ball? I think that's all they are, but I don't know for sure. Okay. So now he just needs to get hit by one more attack. Come on, keep... There we go! Basically, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I think Matars are cuter than Waddle Dees and Waddle Doos, but that's just me. I know that that is in no way the popular opinion. Is that? Aww. Not technically a fucking S rank. Oh, this is the train station. You don't have a ticket! Yeah, well, fuck you too, buddy. Yeah, see, unless you get a fucking, not only do you need to get a really low delete time, you also have to get a really, really, you also need to get a fucking multi-kill in there in order to actually get a fucking S rank. It's irritating. Or rather, rank of 10. I think S may be in there too, I don't know. I can't remember exactly how the rankings in this one work. And while they don't... While they don't matter a ton, they matter enough. Because bug frags become very important later on when you start to get... Or, I'll put it this way, I always considered they were important. Because... Yes. It whiffs! Unfortunately, you cannot add plus 10 to your heals by using one of those. That would be just a teensy bit broken. There we go. Yeah, because bug frags later on, you have to feed to what are effectively pets and by doing so, they get stronger. Oh, I'm looking for a fucking key. It pays to pay attention, kids. Don't be like me. Don't just assume nothing means anything. Fuck off. I deserve that. Exactly. I would like to point out that, like, I am mashing the Buster button, and that's as fast as you fire this early in the game. There we go. Oh man, that took you 13 seconds. Sorry, I'm bumping you down to a 6. Navies went home and left me alone. AC/DC squared, normal. Want to jack out? Alright, what's on this one? Imagine if in order to have to go check the... Imagine if in order to check Reddit, you had to plug, like, you had to plug your phone into your computer and then play a fucking video game in which if you lose, you then have to go buy a new phone to get to Reddit. Like, the process of getting to Reddit involves you having to fight. It involves you having to fight people. Back it. Alright, when in doubt, talk to everybody. There we go. Much better. You spy problems with it saying, oh. No, I know, I had to approve it. And I didn't even realize why at first. Oh my god. Son of a bitch. Oh god, why? That's fucking funny. Alright, like, that's hilarious, but come on. Yes, like, listen to how fast I am pressing this fucking button, and then look at how fast I'm shooting. Like, now granted, later on, doing that, well, like, mashing the button like that, will actually net you a fucking bonus, because there's a mode called Guts Mode, Guts Style, rather. They're not called modes, they're called styles, where it increases your buster damage, and if you fire, like, a bunch of times quickly in a row, it'll just fire a fucking machine gun for a minute. It's my favorite because of that, because it makes the buster not fucking useless. Especially if you're able to get, like, damage, like, able to get to the point where you have a damage +5 on your goddamn buster. It's like, ooh, good shit, good shit. Oh, hey, there it is. Hey! What are you doing? I am incredibly glad that they give you the option to just leave at any point, though, when you're online. Oh shit, the game's not giving me the option to speed up anymore. I think I got tired of my shit. Alright, so, with us being in the school now, I'm going to call it for the evening, since this is now in the lead up to a boss fight. Right, imagine your virus protection sleeping on the job so a bunch of kids are able to break into school at night. You know, I always did more fun shit than break into my goddamn school. Why would you want to break into school? Like, forgive me for making the generic comment here, but why would you want to break into school at night when you have to go back the next morning? It's not like this is on a weekend. They have to go back. Anyway, that is going to be it for me tonight. Thank you very much for tuning in. I will hopefully be streaming more Battle Network 3. I've had a lot of fun streaming this. This is a game from my childhood that I spent a lot of time with in childhood. So if I'm able to stream this and possibly introduce more people to this series, then you know what? Fantastic. So have a good night. I hope you enjoy Robin's stream. He should be streaming here in about 20 minutes. So I will see you guys later. Thank you very much for tuning in.